In our Camp Ellis snippet news for today, I bring you this little bit of information. In a master's thesis written by Virginia L. Martin, who went to school at Western Illinois University, she sources a book by the name of The History of Army Service Forces Units Training Center, Camp Ellis, Illinois. And it talks about the amount of soda pop and ice cream that was served on dedication day in July of 1943 at Camp Ellis. 273,000 bottles of soda pop were served that day and 7,000 gallons of ice cream. That's a lot. Now keep in mind that most people will tell you about 35,000 people attended dedication day, that really hot summer day in July. But there were probably around 44,000 troops there at the same time. And we know that from other sources, there was a backup of cars all the way from the camp gates on the west side of Ipava, through Ipava, down the hill at Duncantown, and all the way over to Havana, and across the bridge. There was a traffic jam of cars. And this is 1943, in the middle of the war. People were not traveling with only one or two people in a car. They would have loaded up everyone because gasoline was rationed. So there were probably 3 or 4, 5, 6 people in a car at a time. That is a lot of cars between those two areas. So I have a tendency to believe there were a lot more people at the camp on dedication day than what we have written in the newspapers. Marion Cornelius, who is the owner of the museum in Ipava, thinks that number is somewhere around 250,000, 250,000 people. And after doing some reading, I tend to think he's probably right. If you think of the 44,000 soldiers, and you think of all the other people who were there, including the people who drank the 273,000 bottles of soda pop, you gotta think there it surely was not a case of people drinking 3 or 4 sodas a person. If there were 70,000 people and they had 4 bottles of soda pop, that would be 280,000 bottles of soda pop. 1943, no way. People didn't drink that much soda pop, not like we do today. Maybe one on a special occasion like this. When I was a kid in the 1960s, we might have had one a week, and I had to share it with my sister, and I turned out fine. But it also brought to mind the thought that 273,000 bottles, and remember these are glass bottles because plastic wasn't used then, all those bottles had to be stored someplace in order to turn them back in. 273,000 bottles of soda pop. And that doesn't even talk about beer or anything else that might have been there. So just a little bit of an anecdote for you to keep in mind. And when you sometimes think that it doesn't mean a whole lot to put insignificant numbers in a diary or in a writing that you're putting, you're wrong, because social historians want to know things like this. And by looking at the number of 273,000 soda bottles, we can figure out that probably there was about 250,000 people at Camp Ellis on dedication day. So no matter how insignificant numbers may seem to you in light of what you're writing, they're very important. Keep track of minute details. It adds to the flavor and the tapestry of the history and gives us a better indication as to what is correct or what is more near correct than what we may have from 1 or 2 sources. So have a great day. It's a little rainy here in Western Illinois, hoping for sunshine soon. Thank you.